Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Yamez here with Alexis, and happy Sunday. It's always good to see you guys, and got some fun stuff to go over today, sort of. We're gonna make fun stuff that we go over today. But that's what blacksmiths do. They take something, or they make something out of nothing. In the chat, we've got what up. Let's set it live so that it resets it. Yep. Jack Pines, Trail Dust, Ulbert Forge, Jeff Killian, Alexis Sullivan. We've got Ben Toombs, Orchagov, what up, and Deranged Metalworks, and a whole bunch of lurkers. I guess that's what you get when you say you're going to teach somebody how to make $1 million with a simple trick. And don't worry, we're going to get to that. By the end of the show, you will know how to make $1 million. Because like I said, that is exactly what blacksmiths do. They make something out of nothing. Okay? And it's not that like, oh, if you're going to make $1 million by, having $999,000 and then running out to the street and finding four quarters. That's not it. What's up, Pogie Forge? Yep, nope, not clickbait.
You know, in all actuality, you really you kind of take for granted how easy it is to get $1 million.
It's ridiculous.
Not all at once. Not all at once, but I think the last time I got my Social Security statement, I've made like $4.5 million in my lifetime, and I'm like, the fuck? Where's it at?
Oh yeah, no.
How in the hell have I made $4.5 million? And I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. This is bullshit.
Hookers and booze. No, like you're not wrong. I've looked at because I started work when I was 14 and I'm 40 something, and you look at your paychecks and your pay over the years and whatnot. You think back at it, you go, well, damn. And then you think of something that you like, smoking, for example. How much I've spent on smoking? That is an astronomical number. I had to go to NASA to get that. But yeah.
Let's figuring out that in the last decade I've spent $60,000 at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh. Money well spent. But yeah, so before we get into before we get it, all that money on wings and you still can't fly. He sends to the A-10 crew chief. So before we get into finding squirrels in nuts and all that stuff, let's, of course, do our usual segment. We had a bunch of people leave because we're not talking like, oh, this isn't a money show. Let's get in with the weekly segment. The how was your week? I need an echo modulator for that.
Week. Hold on. I got you. Let me find it.
Give us a beat.
How was your week?
I love it. So, and I'll tell you, it's like, if anybody in the chat has anything pretty cool to talk about, we'll read that as well. So, I'm assuming you've got. Oh, I'd love to have a Red Bull right now. I know it doesn't show like in the face area, but I am like out of energy. I have like nothing spared. Everything I've got, I'm pushing right now. So y'all are feeding me with whatever. So how was your week here, Alexis?
Oh, my week was pretty decent. Only got to work 3 days, but that's all right. They were long ones, so it's all.
Yeah, three 48-hour days.
22, 16, and 16. But anyways, yeah, I came back here on Tuesday. Sorry.
Sounding like me.
I started out. I started out with the live stream on Sunday night, taking the forging with Yama's segment over, and I didn't have any idea what I was going to do. I got on there. I was like, what do y'all think? I got nothing. And then Kevin and John and Bobby kind of convinced me to get my stuff together and go ahead and start a project. And so, or get, yeah, sure. Anyways, so yeah, I wound up getting started on my monthly blacksmith challenge project, and if you can figure out how to bring a picture of that up,
I absolutely
that's
can
part
figure it out.
see, that's why I did put those pictures in the podcast stuff. But anyways, yeah, I wound up working on trying to scroll up a horseshoe, and then that really wasn't working very well. So I was like, well, maybe if I draw the shoes out a little bit and then scroll them, that'll work better. And yeah, it wound up coming out all right, I guess. I got it all put together. I didn't have any suitable material for hot collars, so I took a piece of that special quad state spline steel and flattened that down to 4 millimeters, and then I looked up the formula for figuring out how to calculate the length of material needed for a hot collar, and I was like, surely this isn't going to work, and I added up all the numbers, and I added the 2.5 times 2.5 for the thickness of the material, cut it, and then got it hot, bent them, and got them all bent around. And I'll be darned if the length wasn't exactly right on both hot collars. That is the first time I've ever done hot collars in my life. There was those two on that deal, and the length was exact. Neither one of them was too long or too short. I was like, what? No way. But it worked. And yeah, so it was fun. And then I got all of that done. So I on Sunday I only wound up scrolling up like one horseshoe, and then Monday I finished it, and I spent all day on it. Well, not exactly all day. I mean, like I wound up having to make a new rivet set for the rivets that are in there because they're a little bit bigger than what I normally use, and in order to make the rivet set, I had to make the tool, the punch to make the rivet set. So you make a tool to make a tool to make a rivet, and then I was having issues with my heavy hammer doing circles while it was swinging, and the doing the circles thing was kind of making it not hit square, and so I built a guide system for the hammer, so the hammer could only go straight up and down, and like hit the anvil in the same spot every time. And so I did kill quite a bit of time, chasing those squirrels around. But all in all, from the time including the 3 hours I spent in the live stream working on the one shoe, and then all the time the next day, both making the tools, fixing the hammer, and getting it done, I got 15 hours in it, all told. And then I brought it back here, and yesterday I gilded the hot collars with copper foil, and in the picture they don't look like they match, but in person the foil on the collars and the copper horseshoe nails are the same color. I don't know why they look different in a picture, but they do.
They look the same to me, but I also don't see mauve and cyan and and like I see red, blue, and green. Sometimes purple, sometimes yellow.
So yeah, that was my Sunday and Monday, and then came back here to work and all that, and I also spent a fair amount of time this last weekend slicing rocks, and I got my tile saw out with a diamond wheel and started slicing up some agates and whatnot, and I got some really really nice agates that just I just the blade that I've got on my tile saw is the blade that it came with like 12 years ago, and it's a little bit on the worn out side, and so I ordered a new blade, and all I did was I went through a bunch of the agates that I had, and I just took test slices off so I could see what they looked like on the inside, and yeah, I got a new blade coming. It'll be here sometime this week, so next time I'm home, I'm going to put a new blade on. I'm going to start cutting some slabs out of them and see if I can maybe get some pendants or earrings or whatever we'll see. But that's basically my week was making that boot scraper and cutting up rocks, working, and yeah, that's it. Um, that's my week in a nutshell. Yamas, how about your week?
All right, so long week at work. Getting a weird echo. I gotta wait for it to go away. There, it's gone. Okay, yeah, long week at work, and like one, and I'm not complaining about having a long week. Trust me, it's like it's been slow for me, and it's nice to have a nice full week. My body was not ready for it though. Oh my, or rather, it was it was like jumping from doing like light service work like here and there throughout the weeks, and doing like little odd jobs, installing an outlet, or cutting, running a little bit of wire, or a little bit of crawl space work here and there, to like full on like carrying 250 pound ladders around a property, and for on one day, and then climbing up into an attic, and crawling all through the attic and this and that, later, and then we had a job down in Rodanthe, and that's like a 2 hour drive from the shop, and it's a remodel of a condo, a fourth floor condo at a tall big old building down there, and we get there, and it's ladder work and all that stuff, and you know but the elevator was out, so we had to carry all of our tools, all of our material, all of our ladders, everything, all the way up the fourth floor. And it's like, thank God they had a balcony that we could smoke on, because you know you know and it's been windy, constantly windy here. Like, it's, if I were to open the windows, you guys wouldn't be able to hear me talk. It's so windy. Like, I'm looking at the magnolia tree out there, just going, wah. So carrying a ladder around there is um, pretty nuts. Um, and then on top of that, yesterday, or what day is today? Saturday, Friday. Friday was my brother's birthday, and it was his first birthday down here uh, with me. Since he moved, his first birthday away from the family that he usually spends his birthday with. And actually, I think it was the first time I've spent in person his birthday with him in over 12 years. No, since 2012. 2012, I want to say. Yeah. So that was, we got kind of drunk and played video games, and, hung out. We're going to do a bonfire on Friday, but pouring rain and heavy wind. So it was like, nah, let's not go sit out there. um, so yeah, it was good times, and yeah, you know, and then yesterday was recovery. I ain't young like I used to be. I can't drink and just be spry the next day. Like, all right, what are we gonna do today? It's more like, don't talk to me, brain not working until about like 6 p.m. But that brings us to today, and today I'd like to talk about redacted. We have been talking about air sources here on the show, and I think we pretty much covered it. It's like there was somebody mentioned something last week about, oh yeah, we could talk about that next week, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is. Um, so let's go to the chat real quick to see about how was your week. Robert Whitney replaced the power steering pump on his Jeep. Pulley and shaft came out of housing. I love it when the pulley and shaft come out of the housing. This is where we could use the Yamez sock puppet. I don't know where this chat is going. Uh, Ben Toombs is getting to take his forge over to a friend's house and to heat treat a sword today. There's a W in it. It's sword. S word. So, saber. Uh, but anyway, what's up, Double O Negative? So yeah. It's not good, Robert. Wait. The pulley and the shaft came out of the house. Isn't that what's supposed to happen?
Didn't you have the a shaft or
The pulley. I once had
pulley
it.
coming off?
Yeah, I had a pulley fall off a couple times on the way to Quad State. Oh, that was hilariously annoying. Huh?
It was the steering pulley, wasn't
It
it?
was the power steering pulley. I was driving over from here to Bob's. It was the last year Bob went to Quad State, and I was heading over. This is probably why he moved. Said, "I screw you on this. I ain't getting in that truck again." That's what drove him to Wisconsin. Um, but but yeah, no, I was driving to Bob's, and Bob is about a 2.5 hour drive from me, and I'm about. But it's really cool is because once you get on 64 and you cruise, it's like it's a dead straight road until you get to his exit. And then you get on the exit, and then it's like you turn right, turn left, and you're there. You know, very simple. And about 45 minutes to his place, roughly, all of a sudden I lose power steering, lose power brakes. I lose basically anything that makes a modern car modern because my serpentine belt popped off, and why it popped off was a pulley popped off, and I'm like, well, this sucks, and I'm like, well, I'm not stopping because I ain't getting a tow. Um, so I literally drove 45 minutes without a serpentine belt, uh, cranked the steering wheel to get off the on or to the off ramp, and called Bob on the way. I'm like, yeah, I think I lost a power or my belt or something. So he's like, yeah, if you just get off the exit, there's the auto zone right on the right there. Just pull in there, I'll meet you there. And it's like, luckily the pulley was like still in there, still in the engine compartment, and we were able to get a pulley tool. And a few tries later, we got it back on, and we're on our way. And it's only fallen off once since, and I cranked it tight, and it's been holding ever since. So yeah, yep. That was the last time the truck broke down. I mean, when you don't consider, like, okay, my
Not any of the other 9 times.
yeah, my steering gearbox was screwed up, but that's been screwed up, and I got that replaced, and then the steering adjustment, what is it called, alignment done, and my truck's been great since. I have a wooden table now, so I can knock on real wood. uh, but yeah, so it's like I hear you there with replacing the power steering pump there, Mr. Whitney. I hear you.
See, there went that squirrel. Sometimes you just have to change your filters.
Oh my god.
That's a whole different. That's a whole different squirrel right there.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's about that time again.
Yeah. Ben remembers that.
Yeah. Oh, that was another truck story. me and Bob heading back after Quad State, and we pull over and stop, and the truck turns off and won't start, and we're looking at the engine, and it's like the power or the diesel fuel was just leaking water, or I mean leaking fuel, and it was like it just the fuel filter had rusted, the bottom of it had rusted out, And it was like, oh, and we had to get a tow truck. And I got a big truck, and it was loaded down with coal and metal and all sorts of stuff. And the only tow truck that would show up was like this little old rusty, 76 Chevy tow truck, like a tow mater style tow truck with the winch and chain, not, it's a chain. And it was like, the freaking, first it hooked up to the front and it couldn't lift the engine. Like the front of the tow truck went up, and then he's like, I'm gonna switch to the back. I'm like, I don't think it's any lighter. So basically hooked up to the back of the truck, and instead of trying to lift it on two wheels, just literally he's like, pop it in neutral, get in the back, or get in your truck and steer. And he just dragged it through the hills of West Virginia to get to his place to work on it. And then he drove us over to a motel, and it was like like the kind of truck where we pulled into the into his driveway, which was on a hill, and he's like, all right, good, I got somebody here, and somebody needs to hop out and throw a 4x4 on the side. I have a 4x4 in the yard there. Can you throw it behind my tires so I don't roll? And I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? What is going on here? uh, hey, Michael Robertson. But yeah, so adventures with trucks. It was really funny because I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt and Bob was wearing a kilt, and I just could not imagine what we looked like to this dude. This was some old West Virginia, from the holler, and he looks, it's like, well, they're blacksmiths, but they look kind of weird. uh, but yeah, so uh, that's just this year's quad state is going to be interesting because I'm the only one. Nobody wants to drive with me anymore. Alexis is giving up on me,
Yeah.
and I've got to drive alone. Maybe I can get my brother and sister-in-law to come with me, and then make
You can
them
just
drive.
fly.
Ugh, ugh, ugh. I want to be in a tube with Ben Toombs, a metal tube in the air with Ben Toombs. Ben, you come down and you drive with me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, Sam. The days of 27. What was that? You're behind a freaking like button. In 2018. Yeah. Yeah, we did have
Yeah.
a much bigger, more active community, but that's actually, you bring up a good point there, Sam. You're still doing the Forge cast, right?
Yeah, it's there.
What's that? I feel bad
I'm
if
not
I.
looking quad state now. AT. Yeah. Shane, it's quite a drive. Well, I mean, you're what, 12 hours closer than me. So, and we're in the same state.
Yeah, but so Sam, with the Forge cast running, have like, speaking of the community kind of dwindling and such, and I'll tell you, Roy called it. Roy called it back in like 2019, 2020. He said,
Yeah,
like,
it is. Nice.
interest would just go, the bubble would collapse, and those of us who keep doing it will keep doing it. Those of us who don't won't. How have your numbers been? Has it dropped? Like, Yeah, I remember having like around 50 people on average coming into our stream, and it's like that was
Right,
back
and
when I had less
like
people.
if you think about it, like our group at like in 18 that showed up to Quad State, we were like what 15, 20 people deep, and then in 19 it was something like 30 some odd people, and what, and then let's see, 22, maybe 10, and then last year it was just like basically me and you and John.
Yeah, yeah. And then some of the others showed up for a night or two.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
remember I
yeah.
remember pushing I remember pushing hubcaps in a wheelbarrow for a
You know,
bit.
yeah, and then see, we had let's see, John Burnell was there. We had Hubcap, and I don't know but anyways, it doesn't matter. It's the whole point was, I mean, like we only had like maybe 5 people in total this last year, and this year is probably going to be a little bit better though. I mean, we got Ben coming, at least supposedly, but
Supposedly, yeah, yeah. Because after Dantley Moose came by, nobody was allowed to fly. That was back in the Forge and Fire days. I'm in a group on Facebook and
yeah.
contest that there are still a lot of people getting into the craft. They just aren't public about it, right? Yeah. Well, bring them over here, Negative. Bring them over here and have them hang out and ask questions. Everybody in this chat and everybody on the show has, been through the shit with smithing, you know, in one way or another. Yeah. Well, with Ben, you could do flat rate.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't be that much. He's under 72 pounds and can fit in a large flat rate box. We tested this. Plan on getting back to regular postings? Cool.
Yeah. The Dan Moss plague was something else. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
He brought a cold none of us had ever had before, and it hit every one of us like.
It was like the Europeans coming over to the Americas and
Yeah.
bringing a sickness we were not prepared for.
It's like when the colonists brought smallpox to the Native Americans. It's just like just wiped them out. Yeah, that's what happened. He brought a cold that wasn't native to North America, and whew, man, every one of us was just down.
Yeah.
After Quad State. Yeah, we were fine right up till the day after we left, and then everybody just got sick all at the same time.
Oh, I got sick, like, I remember the way back, I was like, I was so freaking out of it on the way back.
Thanks, Bobby. It was yeah. I did get it done, and I did like the way it came out. So thank you, and thanks for the kick in the butt to actually do it.
Yes, Sam Adam is here every other week. He has work that he's got his on weeks and off weeks for work. So during his off weeks, he sits in and co-hosts with us. He actually does fantastic. He goes on and on and on about how aliens built the pyramids and stuff. But I mean, that's just we love him anyway.
Yeah, this is his off week. And so starting next week, and because of a change in scheduling, starting next week, we're going to be backing it up half an hour. The show is going to be about half an hour.
I thought it was an hour.
Is it no? Was it an hour or half an hour?
Well, it
was an hour.
Yeah, he gets off a half hour before the show starts. If we were to start it, right? He gets off a half hour after the show starts, and then he has to drive home.
We're back it up an hour, and Jack is backing up his show and a half an hour. So we'll have a 30-minute window of opportunity between us and Jack Pine.
And I believe that's just for next week, but we'll see how it goes.
No, that's supposed to be a permanent time change.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the way. I mean, that's the way we kind of discussed it. I mean, because it's like Adam's going to be on this schedule for quite some time. So.
Okay. But yeah, so
if I'm wrong, we'll find out next week.
Yeah, we'll adjust it. We will adjust it. You know, it's not like I'm not adaptable. But yeah, no, today's like I was saying, today's show was this month's topic was air sources, and it's like I didn't realize how many freaking Sundays there are this month. we already done covered it, so today's kind of a free for all. And I wanted to teach everybody how to make $1 million. So
how can you possibly stretch out air sources for over 5 freaking shows?
But am I forging tonight? No, it is. Aside from the fact that I'm way too busy, it is way too windy out. I can't light a forge. I can't open the doors out there. It is way too windy right now. I think we got like gusts of 45, and a steady wind of about 20. Let me check my weather. Yeah, right now it's a steady wind of 30 miles an hour. Okay, my weather app just informed me that today is National Puppy Day. Okay, thank you, weather app. Let's see. This is wind warning. Yep. We got.
See, Sam, you missed the title wrong. It was supposed to be how to lose $1 million with a simple trick. He just got a little carried away with the title,
And
and the dang it, I had a joke and it went away. Never mind. I hate when that happens.
Just a lot of wind. Yeah, you were gonna make fun of crypto, but
I was, but I don't remember what
I held and I'm up. None of my investments are in the red. Not a single one.
Well, if you'd have bought Bitcoin at 73, you'd be hosed right now.
Right? I feel bad for the guys who jumped in on that at the top thinking, oh, it won't correct. Holy cow, though. But like, if you think about it, like a year ago today, or a year ago-ish, it was around 1,600 or 16,000 for a Bitcoin, and or 18, it was like tickling 15,000. It was like, oh, it's going to 13, and it was like, this past couple weeks, it hit 73,000. I so wish that I had thrown in a whole bunch at or shifted it all over to Bitcoin. And you know what? And actually, no, I don't, because it's like,
it's like 37 the other day now. But
I put $30 in one, and I'm up to about $700, and it's like down.
Because I bought like on the way down from 60 a year ago, and so I bought in at like 40, and then I held, and as soon as it got back to like 41, 42, I cashed it out, and after fees and everything, I broke even. So like the money I put in is the money I got out. Obviously all the profit was eaten up in fees, which it doesn't cost anything for the buy sell transaction. It costs to transfer and cash out. So that was the only place I lost anything. But I didn't lose. I mean, like I said, because I made enough on it to cover the fees. But had I held just well, I
A
guess
week longer.
another 4 months. If I'd have held for 4 more months, I could have doubled my money. But whatever.
Yeah.
And how to make $1 million? Become a blacksmith. Yeah, that's exactly how we do it. I mean,
Yep. Start with 2 million.
there's a reason. There's a reason everybody wants to be a blacksmith. It's like it's all that money. We're all just raking it in. Yeah, start with we started with 2 million. Now we have 1 million, right?
Yeah. No, it's there's some jokes there, but I don't want to be mean, you know.
Yep. The people who made the most money during the gold rush are the ones selling the picks and shovels. That's right.
uh
How to lose $1 million. Yeah.
That's actually easier than you think. Like a lot of people, like that whole movie Brewster's Million. How to you got to spend $1 million. You know, but then again, like if you were to adjust that for inflation, adjust that for inflation. I wonder what, because when Brewster's Millions was an '80s movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what $1 million translated to now would be, because I wonder if that's
3.
3?
About 3.
Okay, so I mean, it's like that's what? How long did he have? A week?
I think so.
Yeah, a week to spend $1 million. But there's also some catches too. I mean, honestly, inflation. He couldn't end up with anything at the end though after spending it. Oh, well, that's easy. Put $1 million into crypto.
Right. Boy, I got a shit coin for you. Ooh, there's a freaking mosquito in here.
So he couldn't end up with anything at the end though after spending it. All right. So what would you spend $3 million on that doesn't give you anything, but you can't? I'm assuming you can't donate it to charity. Spend $3 million on lawn care products for the neighborhood.
I was going to say strippers and hose.
Yeah. What was it? Zip ties? $3 million on zip ties? Now there's a fancy rich people's jewelry or whatever, or like accessory, thing, and it's like I saw an ad for their like a little like thing. It's like they zip tie bracelets, and I shit you not, it's a plastic zip tie worn as a bracelet that they sell for $968. It's like, what? Hose clamp bracelets for $1,300. They're designer. It's like, give me a break.
We are losing focus here. Bacon.
I told you, in search of squirrels. But yeah, so I would probably spend if I had $3 million that I had to spend in a week, I don't know about that whole you couldn't end up with anything at the end, but it's like I could easily kit my shop out. I'd spend some of the money hiring a crew to clear everything out of my shop, a few containers to stack and store all the stuff that is needs to be in deep storage that we can't throw away, and then the good pressure washing, insulating, and get a CNC machine, stock up on steel, and all sorts of wonderful tools and machinery. Oh, a freaking mill, a metal lathe. Oh, you know, a Roy treadle hammer, and Volgon poetry. It's not Volgon, it's Vogon. Um, and yeah, I'd have a fully kitted shop, insulated, the doors fixed, and air conditioners and heaters in it. A nice ventilation system. Yeah, a row of forges, advertising, marketing, and yeah, I buy the property next door.
Hey, good news. Kevin knows where his towel is.
At least somebody does. Oh wait, which one? No.
The crusty one? Well, at least it's not a sock.
I got a bath towel. I got a hand towel. I've got a dish towel. But they're all the same size. They're all the same color, and they're all hanging up on the same rack. Yeah. This stream does have a focus.
I have 5 towels for different reasons. 2 white, 1 blue, 1 gray, and 1 yellow. And each colored towel has its own purpose.
Yeah, the blue one is for fish. The green one is for vegetables. The red one is for, meats. And the yellow one is for pork. Right? Just like the color coding for restaurants.
Actually, Bobby, yes, he does do his dishes in the bathroom.
Why is that a topic?
Well, you mentioned that your dish towel hangs on the same rack, and
oh, right. Yes. I mean, y'all do know that I'm poor and live in an efficiency, right? Like, I can see my bathroom right there, and I need to do dishes, and I got
so
in my bathroom I got a microwave and a toaster oven.
Yeah. There's like what, 5 foot of counter, something like that, 4 foot of counter, a utility sink, and
That's
then like a little dish.
A bar sink, a little 12 by 12 by 8-inch deep bar sink.
And so it's like it's almost like a utility room with a shower and a water closet.
Yeah. Hey, I eat ramen today so that I can eat macaroni and cheese tomorrow. I need to refresh my coffee.
There's a fair point there, Yamez. You're rich with friends.
Yes, I am.
Except for Ben. Ben brings the value of the friends way down. Keep the toaster oven away from the tub.
I do have a single burner though. I did get next to my coffee maker. I have a hot plate or a single burner stovetop now. Although I had a 1700 watt, but it broke. And now I got another one, but it's only 1,000 watt, and like it almost cooks an egg. Like it struggles. I really need to. I really need to get a new one. But I mean the freaking single burner I have, it cost $18 freaking. I'm like, cooking in the forge. I've always wanted to do something like that because I do have a background in cooking, and I've always wanted to do like a blacksmith cooking show, but it's like it's so dirty out there. I ain't bringing food out there.
Not to mention, if you set your burrito down, it'll take you a half hour to find it.
Because it's rust colored.
that was the damnedest thing when I was there. I was like, everything I set down is like, whew, it just disappeared. It's like everything is just camouflaged.
Right? And you got everybody makes fun of me for that. You know, like oh, he never can never find something. And even you made fun of me for that. And then you came and experienced it not once but twice, and it's like, yeah, take it back.
Yeah, you set something down. It's like it slides into out of phase with reality for about 30 minutes. I mean, it's sitting right there looking at you. You just can't see it.
It's that stasis thing that I've been building.
Where in the hell are the tongs that I just had? I mean, like, you set them down and poof.
Told you. Everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah, it's just that was so weird. Just like, because everything in there is rust colored. I mean, everything. And so you set something down and it's just gone. And
yep.
So I guess the only way around that would be to never set anything down anywhere other than like putting it away. You know, like I don't know, but who the hell can do that? Because
need a tool belt.
I know. I know for me, you know, it's like my tongs hang a considerable distance away from where I'm actually working. You know, like 8 feet or so. So it'd be kind of impractical to walk, you know, put something in the forge, walk over 8 feet, hang the tongs up, and then watch the stuff in the forge, and then walk over and grab them again. No, I got to pick them up, set them down, pick them up, set them down. And every time I go to grab them, it's like, wait, okay, hold on. Where'd they go? And you know, and then you know, but in my shop, you know, it's like, you know, 30 seconds, you know, of misplaced tongs. In your shop, it's like 30 minutes of misplaced. It's crazy. All right, see you, Sam. Sweet dreams.
Night. Yeah, and it's not because my shop is messy. It is, but that's not why. You know, that's not why you can't find things. Yamas, what type of ramen did I eat? I have to know the answer. I eat beef and chicken ramens because that's what the dollar store sells. They don't have the fancy stuff like shrimp ramen.
I like the spicy ones, the hot and spicy ones, the fire.
Those are too expensive. It's like I can get a 6-pack of ramen in the packets for like $1.50, but those hot and spicy bowls are $1.50 for one.
Yeah,
quantity over quality.
Yeah, all ramen is the same flavor. That's a fair point, Ben. I mean, yeah, if you're talking about the little packets, yeah, they're all the same.
No, I'll take some ramen, and I'll get some like frozen shrimp, like the little popcorn or salad shrimps, and I'll put them in it, you know, and then cook it. Or I'll get like the wonton packs of wonton whatever they're called, the little beef-filled wontons, and I'll put a couple of those in there, just to, you know, give some substance to them. I'll get some broccoli, frozen broccoli, and I'll throw it in there. Every now and then I'll pick up some roast beef, slice it up, and toss it in there.
So Steven, there's a dollar store just like right down the street from Yamas's house. Walmart is kind of a chore.
Walmart's a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
And to go to like a dollar to an actual grocery store, it's a half-hour drive. I got to go into town for that.
Yeah, and then like I said, and then there's a dollar store like 3/4 of a mile away, maybe a mile.
Maybe a mile, yeah, mile and a half or so. It's can't smoke a cigarette in the time it takes to get there. And then my truck breaks down. Actually, funny story. I was heading up to get some stuff from the dollar store, and my serpentine belt snapped. That's the story.
And then tow truck to tow it home.
I had to have a tow truck to tow it home. A quarter mile. Then another time I was heading to grab some cigarettes, and the belt slipped off, and I had to park it in the Caratoke feed and seed parking lot, and get a ride up to AutoZone to grab a pulley pusher or pulley tool, and then I'm working on it in their parking lot, and it's like, whew, what a pain in the butt. Hello, Roy. You just missed
Morning.
the most important aspect of this conversation of how to make $1 million. Everybody in here is richer. $1 million richer. In Friends. Yeah, so let's not talk about my truck.
Yeah, that it's funny how that squirrel keeps showing up.
Yeah. No, one day I'll have a brand new truck, and I swear I'm not going diesel again. I mean, I love a diesel truck, but my God, nobody wants to work on them, and they're expensive to work on. Nobody wants to do to work on them, and it used to be diesel was cheaper than gas. It is now dead opposite. Diesel is twice as expensive as gas. When y'all are paying $3 a gallon and bitching about it, I'm paying $6. So y'all can suck it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Jack. Buying that money bin is probably the best investment I've ever had. I do like a good swim in the money bin.
Yep. Dang. Like, always a day late in a dollar store. I hear you.
Everyone is richer now because we all sell blanks.
Oh, speaking of, we were talking about my squirrel. We were talking about my bathroom that's also my kitchen, that's in my living room. I finally, got some, actual shampoo and body wash, so I don't have to use dish soap anymore. It's great. I feel better. And I've been drinking water.
Have you been drinking water?
For the first time since last September. Mm-hmm.
Good.
I don't want no more kidney stones. If they're not already there.
Yeah, if they're not already there. Ew. So, yeah. Did we talk about that during the show, or was that after show last week?
That was after show.
Yeah. Drink water, people. Drink water. If you're thirsty, drink water.
Yeah. I had a rock come out of my mouth. And I've got it in here.
Oh, God, no, don't. Oh, God.
Roy's like, no. What did I walk into? Unless Roy wants to talk about air sources and cover some, unique science about air sources. That's pretty much about it. Next
No,
week
we Deranged Metalworks. We um
we covered that
uh
last week about
no, yeah. We discussed the difference in drinking water versus tea or coffee or soda or juice, whatever, and the basic thing was like for a lot of us don't drink enough water. Well, it's like, oh yeah, I have coffee and then I have soda or then I have tea or whatever.
to the
And
point where rocks start coming out of us, and then we got to start a collection.
right. And I mean, honestly, yeah, tea, coffee, it's basically all just flavored water. But um, yeah, I mean,
Ben
personally,
really,
I I,
Ben
I,
really
I
wants to
drink
talk
about
about pee.
5 I know, right? What is this? This is
The
1 liter.
story of a girl.
This is the story of a girl. God dang it!
That river and drowned the whole world. So yeah, a little bit of a disjointed show, but that's what we do.
What? People had water to their coffee. Well, not if you're Coach O. Then you just like chew the coffee grounds.
Which isn't as bad as people think it is. Jeez, just give it a try. Give it a tug. Uh, so, with that,
Yeah.
I think I need a nap. I can't still be hungover. With that, let's move on to final thoughts. Do we have any? I mean, empty head, no thoughts. Smooth
Yeah.
brain.
No. I mean, like we talked about making and losing $1 million or more. Uh, we chased a few squirrels. I mean, that's what else is there to say? I mean, yeah, I got nothing. Y'all have fun, be safe, and catch you next week where Adam can bring us back to some modicum of a decent topic.
You like beer?
Who? What? Who drinks beer?
Anheuser-Busch water. They're just coming out and saying it now. Light beer, water.
What?
Yep, I got Anheuser-Busch canned water, or
Are
AKA
you
light beer.
kidding me?
I've got two of these.
Oh, okay. It's
It's from
what do you call it? From disaster relief stuff.
from Hurricane Irma.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, I got two of those cans. You collect beer. I should send you one.
That is badass. I've never. I mean, when you showed it, it kind of made sense, but I've never seen that.
Really? They basically just, took a little bit of the ingredients out of Bud Light.
Right?
They took the coloring.
They took the pee out of it.
Uh huh. But yeah, no. According to the date on the can, it's bad water now. It's literally just a memorabilia, from Hurricane Irma. But anyway, so yeah, I thought to show that to you guys. Apparently it's like somebody once told me that there's a lot more interesting stuff that goes on in my life than I let on. But
There's my collectible beer.
that is well before Stephen. That is well before. That is from 2017.
No, you can't even see that. That's a puppers. But
Yeah.
Shane gave me that. That's an original puppers.
Yep. I've also got a whole bunch of other beer cans that Sully has sent up. Um, and yeah, that's our show. Apparently, Jack. Apparently, I'm not
It's
gonna
got a
open
best
them. No, it has a use by date on it. It's let's see. Use with not for sale. Use within 1 year of date on bottom of can. And the bottom of the can is um, the 4th of September 2017. That was bottled, you know, as Irma was heading our way. Well, who it's Anheuser Busch. Who knows what they put in it? It's probably poison to drink. So I ain't opening it. But it is so weird to hold a non-carbonated beer can because it's squishy.
right?
Yeah, but yeah, I ain't opening it. I don't. Why would I open it? I got perfectly good water out in the yard. Um, wow. All right, so I think these are worth a lot more closed than they are open.
For sure.
I actually wonder if there are people out there who collect canned water from disasters. You know, it'd be like, you know,
There's somebody out there that collects everything.
but with that, I think we should go ahead and end it.
I agree.
All right. Well, I thank you all for coming on this interesting journey we have had today. So, thank you all for sticking with us. Next week, hopefully, will be more entertaining or less entertaining. You be the judge. I swear, next week, be here or be a salt shaker. Exactly. No telling how well they filtered it before canning. So, you guys have a wonderful day, and I appreciate all of you, and we will see you later.
Bye now.
Bye.